and welcome back to the Alizee Yeezy Show. I am your host, Alizee Yeezy, and today I'm joined by Vangelina Skov. All right, mate?
Hello, how are you?
I was just thinking in my head when I was saying the Alizee Yeezy Show, I need to get rid of the Yeezy part. So I've been thinking this for a while as well. I kind of want to detach from where, because it originally obviously came from Kanye West, who I used to quite like. But for a lot of people, he went too far, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. For me, it's like, nope, now he's really gone too far with all of his behavior. I'm a bit late on it. I think I was doing the whole separating the art from the artist kind of thing, which is still fine to do. It's still fine to enjoy his music, I think. I mean, I've not listened to any of his recent stuff, so don't hold me to that. If in his recent stuff he's just being outrageous, then don't hold me to that. But my dark sweet, no, what's it called, my dark twisted fantasy or whatever, that's a really good album. You never heard it?
I've never heard a Kanye West song.
Oh no, it's a phenomenal album, but he's just ruining everything by being anti-Semitic. So I kind of want to get rid of the whole Yeezy bit. Anyway, enough about me. How are you?
I'm grand, not really got any bits of my name I need to change, which is good, I enjoy that. It's good for me. So I can feel better here in this conversation.
I know, when I came up with the name years and years ago, who would have thought that Kanye West would have started to be a bit, maybe that whole Taylor Swift thing that he did years ago was a sign. Except, okay, the whole Taylor Swift VMAs thing. Mm-hmm. When that happened, I was big into my little conspiracy David Icke forums, and I found this website that went on about how, no, this was an Illuminati acceptance process, because before,
like a humiliation ritual.
Yes, she's wearing like this white dress to signify old fashioned terms like purity and Then after it happens, she comes out in a red dress. She's been inoculated within the Illuminati. So I was always like, oh, I don't feel that bad for her then if she's part of the Illuminati. But that's probably not the case.
And I'm not saying it's not true. So I don't know.
We don't know. But then, right, I've had this thought, because I do think there's some nefarious goings on sometimes, right? Whether it's a full-blown Illuminati, who knows? But definitely like the media impacts the way we think, and psyops, government psyops, and all this stuff, right? If there is a proper Illuminati, there must be people in the Illuminati on YouTube. There must be YouTubers who are within the Illuminati indoctrinating the next generation. Who would that be? Is it Zoella secretly doing the all-seeing eye? Or like the side of, that thing that Lady Gaga... See, I like Lady Gaga, so I can forgive her for being in the Illuminati. Who is it? Is it Charlie D'Amelio?
Charlie D'Amelio. I don't think they'd let her in. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they would. But I think Dream in the Illuminati. They definitely do.
James Charles in the Illuminati. Hi, sisters. No, you know how some people go on about, some of these TikTok stars, they got no talent and they've just blown up overnight because they've done like some dance and like people say about Charlie D'Amelio. Would it not make more sense if, well, yes, that's because the parents sold their souls to the Illuminati and that's why they've got all that success?
Well, I have two issues with this. And one, it's because I've looked into the TikTok algorithm and it makes sense. And for two, if it was that easy, I've been fucking telling the Illuminati for years, I will sell whatever you want.
Same. I've literally been saying for the past 15 or so years, just send me like the Nando's black card. Have you ever heard of that? The Nando's black card. Ed Sheeran and Example have one where basically it means you get free Nando's for life. It's like the Illuminati of fast food. I want the equivalent of that for the Illuminati, and I will do it, mates. Just to be in it, I will do it. Whatever it is, sacrifices, whatever you need, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll be embarrassed by Kanye West or something. Maybe this is your humiliation ritual.
We think the exact same things at the same time, I reckon. So I was just thinking, yeah, Kanye had out for me. This is my fault for trying to co-opt the word Yeezy in the first place, so I couldn't be original. And I hate the name Alizee.
Do you?
Yeah, because I think it's really stupid because it's an amalgamation of like several different things, and I'm not sure if I was sober when I came up with it. Because the original... we're not even getting onto the main topic yet, but
it's fine, we'll get there.
You'll need to hear this. the original point of the Alizee channel was I wanted to be like a parody rapper. I really wanted to. I was in my early 20s and I just thought, you know what? I can speed rap. I should be a parody rapper. I should be like MC Grinder, but before I knew that MC Grinder from the show People Just Do Nothing. I didn't know that existed, but that is what I wanted for my YouTube channel. And then I just never went anywhere with it. I never did anything. I never wrote any songs, never did any videos, nothing. I just had this abstract idea and I was like, I'll make a YouTube channel. Nothing came from it. So the name Alizee is a parody in of itself. I hate it.
So it's your rapper name?
Yeah. Alizee is my rapper
name. Are you embarrassed? Because you should be.
I'm so embarrassed. But I wonder if I could still do something. No, I can't be bothered to come up with parody raps. It's effort coming up with parody stuff. I don't know how Weird Al was doing it for all that time. It's so much effort.
No, you should do it. Do it. Just do it. Be funny. For the laugh.
I kind of do want to. I mean, look, People Just Do Nothing is a huge show over in the UK. And they've had a movie and stuff. And it's just I don't know how to, so it's about this pirate garage radio, like this DJ and this rapper, and they have this pirate garage radio thing, which garage was, I think, big in the 90s. And they're actually all very musically talented, but it's just parody. And why I like it so much is because the people that are in the show are people that I grew up with in my hometown. It's like, yes, that was a thing. You just go around like someone's house and someone has like some decks and you're all just smoking weed and chatting shit and stuff. Like, I know those characters and those people. That is very much my life and my background. Maybe I could do the Alizee. I don't know. No, maybe not. I'm too old. I'm too old to be changing up now.
Yeah, because you are in fact 45. Like, just do it.
Not
to say 45 is old, by the way. Just, if you're going to start your rap career, it's a little bit late. But doesn't mean you can't. I don't know. Not to be judgmental, but do it. I'm going to bully you into doing it. You have to.
It would be good. I can talk very fast. Like Trisha Paytas.
You and her together just form a duo. Some kind of rap thing. Are you like...
annoying duo on YouTube. Imagine we're both there just speed talking at each other. We'd be so annoying. I have to get it done. I should email Trisha Paytas.
Do it. She might respond. You never know. Be funny.
Trisha kind of scares me though. Anyway, shall we get on to the main topic of today's podcast?
Yes.
Okay, so Shane Dawson has recently come out with a new series. So against my better judgment, I decided to watch it and write down notes as I went along. You have already done a video on it, so you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, yes.
I think we can just go through it. What did you do? Did you do a video on the first one or all of them?
I did a video on the first one, and then I wanted to do on the second and the third separately, but I was sick, so I couldn't. So I did the second and the third together. So I've done 2 videos. Well, actually, the second video hasn't come out yet, but it will.
Okay. We will do an episode per episode, because I want to rinse this for views as much as possible. It's Christmas time after all. I've got to pay for people's Christmas presents. So, right. The first thing to know, so this new series with Jeffree Star, and what's it called? The Cancelled World?
Of Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
The immediate thing that I noticed about it is the views are way down when you compare it to... But then I looked at his most popular videos, and I think the most popular one on there, it's like him and Jeffree, and it's got 50 million views. I'm very sure that he had a video with him where it was 60 million. It was over 60 million. So unless he's deleted something, I'm not sure.
I believe you, I just haven't seen it.
Maybe I'm misremembering it. But the views are way down compared to the other series. Like 3 or so million views isn't anything to sniff at. But when you've got a channel with, 19.5 million subscribers, if you're getting just over 10% of those views, it's not of those subscribers to watch your video, it's not very good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think a lot of the people that are subscribed to him now are like vultures like me, who are waiting to see what he does. so he can make videos. But also at the same time, I think views on YouTube are down in general. And long form content is doing well for some people, but for controversial people, everybody knows they can just watch the recap. So they're not going to watch the whole thing, especially when it's so boring.
Yeah, it was a bit dull, wasn't it?
Yeah, and like, I hate to admit this, and please don't make fun of me, but I, in the past, have liked Shane Dawson videos, and I liked that kind of shitty, vloggy documentary style. I don't know why. Maybe my emotions are just easily swayed by background music, but it works for me. But even this, I was like, I'm really bored, and there's no point to this first video at all. Like, it was just nonsense.
But your audience knows that you used to like Shane Dawson, right? I think a lot of people who do videos on those types of people, it's because they used to like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, did you ever like Anision? I never liked him. I always thought he was a freak.
No, I did. I had like an Anision phase, and I remember because I kind of just forgot he existed until like a few years ago. Everybody was talking about him in his books and stuff, and that stupid little fucking jingle of the Onision that he used to have. It plays randomly in my head. It's like some kind of PTSD. I don't remember any of his videos. I just remember that, and I remember a video where he was getting like tested for STDs or something. So.
I think the first video I ever saw of his was he was dressed as the Joker and he was destroying a Rubik's Cube.
I've seen it recently. I'm sure I watched it at the time, but I don't remember.
I saw that and it was just an immediate, like a screaming red flag. So I immediately didn't like him because I thought, what are you doing, you absolute freak show? Stop it.
Well, I would have been really young watching him. I think like, I don't know, 11 or something. So like, my brain was not working properly, and that's my excuse.
Well, that's what it tracks though, don't it? Like, bright colors and loud noises, this type of thing is for the younger audience, because you do like I used to really enjoy when I was like 10 or 11. I really liked the Crazy Frog. You remember? Did you ever see the Crazy Frog?
Oh my god, Crazy Frog! I got like fucking viruses on my old phone, trying to text that little number to get the ringtone or whatever. Like, before you even had internet on your phone, and I had a virus on it. The fuck?
I got accidentally subscribed. I think I did the same thing as you, but I got accidentally subscribed to one of those things where it like costs you £5 a month or whatever.
That's what it was.
That's all your credit just gone immediately.
Yeah, so I had to change my phone number because you couldn't opt out. Like, I'm texting them like, stop, opt out, or whatever it was. But they kept texting me, and then every time they text me, it would charge me. I'm like, no. My mom had to bring me in to get a new phone number.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was very sad, but I learned from it and I grew as a person. So.
Yeah, I was watching the like Crazy Frog. He came out with some music video where he's being chased around this city by a robot.
You know, recently?
No.
I thought you meant now.
No, it was like the Axel F remix or whatever. And I was like obsessed with that. It was like crack to me. You know, when some people say, it's like, I'm only saying this because recently reading Ned Fulmer's cookbook and stuff, pedestrian people like to be like, oh my God, this is like crack. And it's like, you've never even shoved anything up your nose, shut up. But I can actually say, like, this Crazy Frog thing, it was like drugs. To me, I was so obsessed with watching this stupid, and I watched it again recently, and I was like, what was I actually on when I was 11? There is something weird about this kind of like loud, energetic stuff that just really hooks the young mind in, because I have no idea why I got such like a dopamine or an endorphin rush from watching this stupid fucking video.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing that old school Shane Dawson videos did. Like, they were just loud and weird, and he had all these characters. And I loved the emo character because I was an emo. So I just, you know, wanted any kind of representation. So it's just like the same bullshit. It works. And now they're still doing it. And it still works. And I miss Crazy Frog. I'll have to rewatch it.
The next note that I wrote down is even the way Shane Dawson does his sponsors are really insincere, and it just wound me up. His sponsor for this video was some sort of duvet, and he was being like, it's changed my life. Honestly, it's changed my life because it keeps cool during the night. And I was just like, dude, calm down. It's a duvet. Can you stop? This is so insincere. Who the hell is going to buy this? Like,
I considered it.
Get out. Stop.
I get really warm in the night. I was like, if he's...
Put on a fan. Open a window.
I sleep with the window open.
Don't
I just
use
get
his
really...
code. If you're
No, I'm
going to
not going
buy
to
it,
use
don't
this
you
code.
dare.
I'm not going to use this code, but I thought about getting the duvet, but it's so... The ad read is like so dramatic for no reason. He does the like flicker screen at the end, like the glitchy thing. I'm like, why? It's a duvet.
I can't take serious any advert that is really serious. And they don't care if you take the piss out of them. Look at every single advert I've ever done on my channel. They don't care if you mock them or put on like a fake, oh my god, this is the most amazing, wow, I love this. They don't care. Why you have to be like so insincere about it, Shane Dawson? It's annoying.
He's really good at that though. And when we get on to like the finale on episode 3 of this, I have more notes to say on that because you haven't even watched it yet, so you don't know. But he's just really good at being fake, but I think we can all kind of spot it now. And it's so annoying because part of me still wants to like give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's just like he's just so clearly, I don't want to say emotionally manipulating people because that's really dramatic as well, but you know what I mean? Like using emotion to like convey certain messages or like try and be a certain person. Which brings me to, because he does that to try and like an empath thing, right? He also is still doing the I'm gross and I don't shower thing. I really want him to stop doing that.
Just
I
take
don't
a shower.
like it.
It's not a
Yeah,
personality
just shower.
trait.
It's fine. Like, you can still... I'm okay with self-deprecating humor, but, like, you don't need to go on about how gross you are all the time. Like, it was the other series he did where he's talking about the bottle of piss in his car. I'm like, oh my god, please, don't do this, ever. Don't speak about this. Have shame.
All I'm saying is sometimes we need to bring bullying back. I'm joking about that, but I do think that it's a little bit sexist that he would make all those jokes for years and no one batted an eye. They were like, oh, it's Shane's sense of humor. He's so funny and quirky. Emma Chamberlain does it a few times and people were awful to her.
What did she do?
Like, she said a few times that, oh, I don't really shower, and she was joking around and stuff because obviously she does and whatever. But the internet was like really, really hard on her. Like, I think she went to Whole Foods and some TikTokers found her and followed her around, pretending that like she smelled and stuff. I just
That's so mean.
Yeah, I just think I remember this stuff. I don't know. Well, the internet thought it was fine to just like bully Emma, and I really like Emma Chamberlain. She's grown up into a young woman, but I don't know. The internet just thought it was fine to bully her for ages. She was 16 when she started, I think.
Oh god, really? Oh no.
Yeah, when she started doing YouTube, I think she was, because I think it was a free for all.
Look at her now.
Chamberlain. But she's a very inoffensive person. Has she probably had some scandals? Sure, but like, who hasn't? I mean, if you've not got like, even not on a public celebrity level, if you don't go through life not having like a few little scandals in your life, what's going? I don't believe that. Everyone has their own little minor controversies.
Yeah, everybody's pissed somebody off at some point.
It's inevitable.
Should we, though, actually discuss what happened in the first video so people know, like, just in case? Because I can recap it really simply.
Oh, no, well, I've got the notes in order, but these are incredibly, incredibly petty. My notes were in order, they're very petty. So I don't like his mumbly vocal fry, and he was doing this in his advert. He was being like, yes, and then you can get... And it kind of like his voice fades off to a whisper, and I think it's a form of manipulation, right? Because it's like, it's kind of like, yeah, and then this mattress is really good, and I don't know, there's something icky about it. I just don't like it. It's not pleasing to me. It's displeasing.
Well, it's the same voice he uses in his conspiracy theory videos. It's the exact same voice. And I have such an issue with those videos, and we've talked about this before. I don't know if it was online or just like me to you, but why did he not use any form of noise reduction in those videos? At least I think he did it for the ad read. So the voice was slightly less annoying, but still, it is like the same, like, I'm being really serious now voice. It's like, why do you have to put that voice on? Just speak normally. Just be normal.
Frying your voice. There's an advert on YouTube recently, and I can't remember what it's for, but this woman, I know nothing about her. She could be, I don't know, Mother Teresa, but I despise her because of this vocal fry. And I'm aware that I might be frying a little right now, but this is really bad. There's this woman doing this ad read on YouTube. She's not a YouTuber, it's literally just an advert. And she's like, it's really, I hate it. another thing to note about the Shane thing, he has a new cameraman who I'm aware is in some controversies, but I have no idea what about, and I don't really, like, to be honest, I don't really care.
The cameraman is.
The cameraman, yeah, INAB has done a video on him. I don't know what I didn't
No,
watch
that's a different dude. That's an editor. That's Destry Smith. The cameraman is Chris.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this cameraman person, remember when people kept saying, oh my god, Netflix, Shane Dawson should be on Netflix? This camera person that he's got is constantly zooming in and out within the space. I'm not exaggerating. He'll zoom in and out like twice in the space of 5 seconds for no fucking reason. And I think Shane is paying this guy to act like Andrew, the prior cameraman, because Andrew would do this hyena cackle that it was like nails on a chalkboard for me. You know, this hyena cackle at anything Shane says. It's like you're paying these people to laugh at you. And I think he's doing it because this cameraman is emulating the previous behavior. And it's of stuff that is just not fucking funny. I don't believe that. Again, angry even thinking about it. Just how is Shane and his little like group of cronies so annoying? They wind me up. It's too easy to take the piss out of all of them.
It's because they're too fake. And as people who aren't American, I think we have a lower tolerance level for that kind of carry on. And when they're so blatantly fake, it's just even more annoying. But Chris, I have no issue with Chris directly, except for the fact that he's like not a good cameraman. Like it's just everywhere, it's all over the place. I don't know if he could do something better on his own and he's just like taking direction, kind of like what you said, but like in the actual camera work. But it's just like all over the place. It's shaking. Like he just goes from one point and then shakes over to another point really quickly and you don't see anything. And there's shots of him which are left in, but that's Shane's choice if he's editing it, of just like he's got his camera on his lap and then he like gets out of a car and you see the whole like him trying to get the camera to the right spot. The camera work is so bad. It's so bad. That's what angers me. So fuck you, Chris.
That was in the that was in the previous documentary as well, the first one with Jeffree Star. Andrew would do that too. Like sometimes the camera would be on and it'd be black and he'd take off the lens. What are you doing? And why is this being kept in? It's shoddy. It doesn't give the I think they maybe think that they're going from sort of like, how do you pronounce it? Like you know, the warfare thing we were just talking about with Rambo, and I was like, yeah, I wanted to be like Rambo for all of one afternoon and be in the jungle and just like eat snakes and stuff. Guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla camera work is like guerrilla documentary work. Is that what these guys think that? Wait, we should recap the first episode actually. So the first episode is just about Shane going on about being cancelled, deciding that they wanted to do another palette and then they didn't, and then he talks to Jeffree. Like really nothing happens. That's all the recap you need.
Well, it is important to note, I think, that it's framed as in, like, Chris just happened to come over that day to film. Like, Shane was like, we're just going to film something. I don't know what we're filming. Maybe I'll get people to ask me questions. Like, it's going to be a series about me. And then he shows his wardrobe at the beginning. And then he's like, wait, Chris, have I shown you this palette? Even though it's, like, a year later. And he's probably had it in his home for a year. So you know what bothers me about it? It's the fact that like he's so obviously lying, but at parts like I almost feel like, am I being the asshole? Like, is he telling the truth and I'm just like so jaded? It's like, no, like why is this the day? Oh, we're gonna film. Oh, I'm happening to show you this. Oh, we're happening to bring up Jeffree for no reason. So
I didn't even catch on to any of that because I was too busy thinking about how annoying the cameraman's laugh was.
Well, see, I wasn't like looking the whole time because I was taking notes as I was watching, so sometimes I was missing stuff and then just like typing it out. But yeah, I just noticed that the whole way. It's like, no, this thing is going to be about me. Oh, wait, what if we like talk to Jeffree and blah, 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 and then he pretends he doesn't know. But like, if you didn't know that that's the series that you were going to film, right? This first episode doesn't need to be put out into the world. Start with the start of the docuseries, not with you like showing your wardrobe and going to the vet.
I've got some stuff on that, but that's what I mean by guerrilla documentary work. But it's just shit. No one needs to see someone getting out of a car with the camera, right? No one needs to see the camera on whilst like a lens is still on or whatever. No one needs to see the stuff. It's just so much filler. These people, they remind me a bit of reality TV stars, right? Because reality TV stars in the UK over lockdowns when they couldn't, do their jobs or whatever, a lot of them were just doing podcasts. And I've listened to a fair few of, the Made in Chelsea cast podcast just to see like what they were about. And 95% of them are awful. It's just waffle. It's absolute garbage. And it's because they have people kissing their ass. They're on reality TV, so people have an interest in their life. But I think when you're in that bubble, you start to think that anything and everything about your life is interesting to the public. It's inane stuff, and I think that's the issue with a lot of this filler as well. Shane is very used to millions of people wanting to know more about him, so he just puts absolute garbage in. And then the worst part is when the fans say that he should get a series with Netflix. I don't think they do that much anymore. When the original one with Jeffree Star came out, it was very much like, get this man a Netflix show. Are you joking? Are you joking? Why would they want to do that?
Yeah, well, like when that came out, it was kind of like something different and something new. Like it was its own specific style.
Yeah.
So it was interesting, but now it's like, okay, it's time to try something new. Maybe like take better shots, because you can definitely afford to pay somebody who can take better shots, and maybe Chris can. Who knows? Like I think maybe it's trying to make it seem more like authentic and stuff, kind of like what you were saying, but it's just not effective. Like it's just annoying. And that combined with the time jumping back and forth between like 2020 and the present day, it's just confusing to watch. It's not like good storytelling in general. Is it a documentary or a vlog? And either way, it's not good. I talk like I make these amazing things, but I don't claim to. So,
well, hold on. When I do my Ancient Aliens series, I'm totally getting you to edit it.
Yeah, well then I can say that I'm better than Shane Dawson.
Yeah, because I want to do some docs. Like, yeah, you are right. When they first came out of the Jeffree Star series, getting to know Jeffree Star and stuff, it was different. And I remember watching it, and it was the first one, not when they were doing the conspiracy palette, but when the first one came out, I remember watching it, and I was quite taken by it. I remember enjoying it and stuff. There were moments, though, I will admit, because I didn't know that much about Jeffree Star, but I kind of liked him. I kind of remembered him a bit from like MySpace days or whatever. There were some bits in that where I did think, this feels a bit like I'm being emotionally manipulated somehow. But I sort of ignored that. Turns out I was right. Because these guys, they just love emotional manipulation. Which, speaking of, Shane keeps going on and on about being cancelled in this. And two thoughts spring to mind. The first is, I really hate how cancelled and cancelling someone has become part of our language. It's like it's part of everyday conversation now.
Yeah.
With like, even with people that aren't like living permanently online on the internet like us, people will be like, oh my god, that person, and he got cancelled. And I really I don't like that, because I think it's so meaningless and stupid. And secondly, Shane Dawson, get over it. Like, if you're going to soldier on and keep making content despite loads of people not wanting you to, shut up. Like, maybe mention the whole cancellation thing once. Mention maybe how you think that you've grown from it or changed, and then stop mentioning it and never. Just get over it. Get the fuck over it. Because if you keep bringing it up, then other people are just going to continuously bring it up. If you mention it once and then ignore it, people will get bored and move on to cancelling someone else. Shut up.
Maybe he feels like he has to keep saying it, like, because of relevancy things. Because if there's no talk of drama, it's kind of hard to make anything work on YouTube these days. Like, people aren't really watching it as much as they were back when the original series came out, just for entertainment. Now we're all just here to watch people crash and burn, or just talk about drama in general. I mean, that's why I have a job. So, like, it is what it is. So maybe it's that, but maybe it is just like he's kind of fixated on it, which I get. Like, he's been doing YouTube for so long, and I think he's made a part of his personality. So probably it was very hard for him. But at the same time, like you said, just like shut up. Either like mention it once and get over it, or just be a complete dickhead about it, like just be really obnoxious and like sell merch that says cancelled or something. One of those options. I will not accept this middle ground we're in. I don't like it.
Because it feels like self-flagellation. You know that thing?
Flagellation?
It was in the Da Vinci Code and this was the only bit of the Da Vinci Code I watched where that priest was just like whipping his own back.
I think it's flagellation, but somebody's gonna like say we're both wrong. So
that thing that people do, it just feels like that on a public level. You know, like, oh no, I've been cancelled and blah blah blah. Shut up.
Well, in a way, it's because that would like, okay, if we're to take it literally, if you're to whip your back, that would be painful and you clearly feel you deserve it. But in this sense, it comes off as kind of like looking for sympathy.
Yes. I think it's a fake form of it. I mean, you know, like, oh, I've been so bad. Feel sorry for me, please. There's my whipping noises.
I really like your Shane Dawson impression. I think you should do it more often.
Oh my god, please feel sorry for me. So I say next, I can't believe Shane Dawson has hired a cameraman just to constantly laugh at him. It's very infuriating because it really was getting on my nerves. It's like Shane would just say one thing and this guy would be like, ha! Like, okay.
Yeah, I can't.
And then there was parts about them wanting or they're having a baby via surrogacy, which I was unaware of this.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Well,
yeah, that's a thing.
I knew that they were on the search for a surrogate. I didn't know or realize that it actually happened.
Yeah. Well, they said that they should have the baby hopefully as early as July, which is insane. But my takeaway from that whole conversation was like it wasn't an argument, but a mild disagreement between Ryland and Shane of like, oh, can we show the baby on camera? Because I'm completely on Shane's side if he's like, no, we're not showing the baby. And Ryland seems surprised by this.
I wrote something down for this. I wrote down, Ryland, we can't never show the baby. Actual A-listers manage to keep their kids private. If they really want to, they do manage to do it. Like Ryland, you can do it. You're only a YouTuber because Shane is. That's it. Like he wouldn't have sorry, but would he have as many subscribers if he'd never got with Shane? I mean, I doubt it. We see this happen all the time with YouTubers. And Shane is like kind of past it now. He's way less relevant. You absolutely would be able to keep your kids private.
But he doesn't want to.
Exactly. I think, and I bet a fiver that he will exploit that baby for clout within a month. He's going to do a Jim Chapman. The baby is going to become the content. Jim Chapman 100% exploits his own. Oh god, I'm doing that podcast thing where people start talking way too much and they start saying like things that are a little bit too true to what they actually believe. I do believe that certain YouTubers and certain vloggers do exploit their child for free stuff on Instagram.
No, but they do. I hate the idea of posting your child on social media for anybody. Like anybody to do it. I hate it. I think it's wrong. If you do it, I think you're gross. And I have like friends and family who do it and I'm just like, I don't agree with you. I think you should like avoid having any more children. If this is what you're going to do, I'm so mean about it.
I think if you're doing it on like, say you have a private Instagram where only your friends and family follow you, fair enough. But I think publicly, I don't actually think it should be allowed anymore. Because like, again, iNabba does all these videos and I don't watch them. They just pop up in my recommended and I'm like, oh, that's happening. But there's been a lot of stuff there was a certain influencer who's like a mum-fluencer. Her child is her content basically. And the child's 3 years old and they get a lot of weird comments from pervy older people. Like, let's be real, majority of them being men. And this mum keeps doing it and they keep putting up pictures of like their kid eating a banana. Now, there shouldn't be anything inherently sexual about eating a banana. It's a piece of fucking fruit. But unfortunately, the world we live in, like if you're a woman on the street and you eat a banana, a man might say something. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. And this mum is knowingly putting up pics of her kids that could easily be exploited in a sexual manner by a pervert or a nonce. I genuinely think that like that shouldn't be a banner account. Banner, what are you doing? You're exploiting your child. You're not caring that like there's loads of perverts out there. And I saw a bunch of TikToks about it. someone decided to look at the account of one of these it was a bloke that was commenting weird stuff on this kid's pictures, and this bloke had like this linked account to, it was Pinterest or something like that, and it was full of really suggestive pics of, you know, children, like stuff. It was really like really gross stuff. Like are the nonces not even like hiding now? They're all hiding in plain view, but the nonces don't feel shame anymore. They're just out and about doing it.
I definitely think we should bring back shame, but bringing it back to Ryland and Shane, I don't think Ryland will go that far, obviously, but I do think he's still going to try and, like, make videos about the kid and this and that, which is just, like, don't do it. And also, both of you are about to have a child. You need to agree on this. Like, your people that are online, you need to, like, talk about this and figure it out. I don't know if they did afterwards off camera, but they need to sort that out. Like, that's not good. This made me not like Ryland, this part. Maybe I'm too judgmental, but I don't like, he did something in the last episode, and we'll talk about it then, that made me like him a little bit more, but after this I was just like, I didn't want to hear anything he had to say. I'm like, you're stupid.
Did you like him anyway beforehand?
I just didn't have much of an opinion on him, but this solidified that I don't like him. Like, I actively don't like him now.
I think I had some opinions on him on one of the many videos that I did about their documentary series, but for the life of me, I can't remember. My opinion might have changed by now, but I don't know. I've always thought Ryland is a little bit of a bougie, wanting a certain, like, wanting to be an influencer, kind of, you know, one of those types, which people who want to be influencers worry me.
Would you date Shane Dawson if you were going to get loads of subscribers and money for it?
No. Absolutely
No.
not. What, putting up with his shitty jokes and his pee bottles next to his bed? Are you joking?
But imagine, like, you're set. You just have to date him for like a few weeks.
No.
I
won't get those weeks back. They could be spent doing better things, like staring at a wall. No, I would not.
What about, like, Jeffree Star?
No, I wouldn't date anyone for like a couple of milli subs.
Nobody. What if they're really good looking and actually kind of nice?
But then is that, if you actually like them, that's not dating them for their subs then?
Well, but they're annoying. And you're not.
I can't deal with, I can't deal with annoying people. I find everyone annoying. Couldn't do it. Won't do it. Not happening. No thanks. I'm off the market anyway.
Fine. I will accept your. What about Trisha Paytas? She's funny, at least.
I wouldn't date any of these people. There's certainly some people that I would do like a questionable mukbang with. So, like, for example, and this is bad. So someone recently did what's his name? Umpaville? I don't know. He did this documentary, did I not send it to you, on Nikocado Avocado? He paid Nikocado money, and Nikocado went over to like his house and hung out with him for a week.
Do it. How much did he have to pay him?
I don't know. I imagine it was quite a sum of money though. But they got loads of content out of it. And what was quite sweet though is Nikocado Avocado. For anyone who doesn't realize it, yes, that is a character. Of course, he's not in real life being like shh. Though I'd love to imagine they actually is. But there are moments in their interviews and like collabs and hangouts and stuff where you can see the real person like coming through. Mm-hmm. I would do a collab with Nikocado Avocado. But that's ethically questionable because, you know, are you facilitating and enabling someone who is very much hurting themselves physically for a bit? It's an act that he's doing, but there's still like actual negative consequences of the act that he is doing. But I'd still do it because I think Nikocado is funny. Like, he's so outrageous, and he finds new ways to get even more outrageous. And then the people that get like recreationally outraged by this, they fall for the bait every time. It's like there's no, he's pretending that he's about to die. There's no point getting angry at it because you're just giving him what he wants. I prefer to just kind of laugh at it, like, oh, look what he's doing now, for goodness sake, you know, because he's not going to change for the audience's reactions.
I mean, it is kind of brilliant. I wish I could do something like that, but I don't think I can commit to the bit that hard. I just don't think I can. But it is commendable. I just, you know, wish he wasn't making himself ill over it. But
no, same, because I do think that he's genuinely funny and he can be very quick-witted, and he's got musical talent. Apparently he can't play his violin anymore. Like,
no.
well, he said this. I'm not sure if it was something serious, but I think he said like in his interview he can't like hold it properly, because of his weight. I don't know. But that's what he says. But he was very talented at that. I think he'd be great if he was like on the theatre.
He would be.
A pantomime villain.
I've seen it, but I think the first time I watched him playing the violin on YouTube, I texted you immediately, and I was like, "Oh my god, did you know about this?" And you're like, "Yeah,
yeah,
not that big of a
law.
deal." It's like, but this is so good. I couldn't believe it. If I could pay him loads of money, I would just ask him to play violin for me and make a video out of that. It'd be nice and wholesome, and then maybe we can do a mukbang. So
we should start a GoFundMe. Just to try to get Avocado to, come on this channel.
That's not a bad idea. I think people would pay for that.
Drama lovers. There was also something else in the video after the chat about the baby, when they took their dogs to the vet, and this part annoyed me. The dogs went to the vets and they came out, and the vet had told them that the dogs were overweight. So as a treat from going to the vets, they went to Starbucks to get them a puppuccino, which is just whipped cream. But squirty cream in a can is bad for animals because it's processed. It's full of crap. It's like full of sugars and all this stuff. Some of them might have xylitol in, which is really bad for dogs. You shouldn't give them it anyway. Like certain brands of peanut butter have xylitol, so you need to get dog-friendly peanut butter. You can make your own. I'm not saying don't ever treat your dogs, of course. I'm not a monster, but you can make your own puppuccinos at home. If you get like the cream that's in the top of a coconut milk can and whip it up with like a hand mixer or whatever, you can make a puppuccino that way, and it's healthier. Like that's more natural. It's healthier. There's no processing going on because you've just done that yourself. I just thought that was really stupid. Like, oh, the dogs are overweight, so let's put them on a diet, but let's quickly take them to give them some like crappy preservative laden whipped cream. That really annoyed me because it's just irresponsible.
I thought like dogs couldn't have dairy anyway. Okay. I thought it was like a big no.
It's like humans, some people are lactose intolerant. I mean, they should be able to tell. This might be gross for some people. They should be able to tell by the dog's stools afterwards, because if you've given your dog a bit of dairy and the next day they have raging diarrhea and it looks like it has the texture of soft whip ice cream, that you get from like the ice cream van, then don't feed your dog that stuff, because they can have allergies too. But I think it depends on the dog. But like, you shouldn't really give them dairy just because it's so fattening, because a lot of dogs only really need like 500 calories a day, which is like 500 calories a day. Like, if you think about it, that's nothing. That's like a burger from McDonald's or something. 500 calories.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a lot.
So you just got to be careful, because if you're giving them like a lot of dogs like cheese, it's just be smart about it. But I just thought the dichotomy of going to the vets, the vet says they're not in like the best health they could be, quick, go to Starbucks and give them some crap. Like, it just really annoyed me.
Yeah, no, that did annoy me as well. And it's just like, for one, why did you film that if you're gonna do that? And for two, like, the vet just said, why don't you like get them to lose that 10 pounds, and then as a little treat to the dogs afterwards, then you can do the whipped cream thing. But like, if you have pets, you have to take care of them properly. Like, it's not just about like giving them treats. Like, I give my cats treats, but I don't give them whatever they want. Like, if I gave them whatever they want, they'd die. Like, my little cat, she wants to eat olives and hummus. She can't eat those things, like olives that are in brine. Like, she will die. And they both want cheese, obviously, all the time. They can't have that. So every now and again, I'll give them a little bit of avocado, because they like that. Those are their treats, and also, obviously, cat treats. Just look after them, and don't film it if you're going to not do what the vet told you. You don't have to film that.
That's why I'm so big on just keep certain elements of your life private. Stop monetizing so many aspects of your personal life, because as soon as you do that, it's out there on the public stage. People can comment on that type of thing, and people can criticize what you're doing. So if you're going to do something that's a bit stupid, just keep it offline.
Yeah, like, I do stupid shit. You're never going to see it. Well, you might, but the world won't.
Yeah, same. now Jeffree Star got introduced, and I don't know if I didn't notice this before, but my tolerance for him has gone way down because the way he talks is incredibly annoying. Every sentence is just hi or bye or like wow, 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 yes. Every single sentence is just that. Grow up. Read a dictionary. Add some words to that vernacular.
You know what? It doesn't bother me, actually.
It was just me getting furious.
You tend to do that. No, I get where you're coming from. It just doesn't bother me. Maybe it's because I'm like equally annoying. It just doesn't bother me. I don't know.
It's just verbal diarrhea, you know, when someone just has to input all the time, but it's meaningless, it's babble, so there's no point. Just shush. Stop expending so much energy on inane nonsense. Stop. I don't know.
But at some point, like it does produce some gems. There's again in the like second or third episode. Can I do one tiny like little spoiler? I don't even have to tell you what it's about. They're just in the car with Jeffree, and he has like some electric Hummer or something, and he just says in like a real country accent he's got a truck full of queers, and that had me laughing. So I was like, sometimes it works, so I'm okay with it.
Well, I don't mind when he's coming out with like quippy things when it's genuinely funny, but when he can't think of anything else to say, it's very much wow, 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 hi, hiya shade, hiya yellow. It's just it's annoying, and it's non-stop. It's literally non-stop.
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I'm just okay with it.
After that, Shane met up with Ryland's family to have them ask questions about himself, which felt slightly narcissistic, but anyway.
They didn't even ask him fucking proper questions. The only one who does is the mum. Like, she's the only one that actually asks a question, and like she could have asked it better because she frames it in a way of like, well, here's your answer anyway, but I'm still gonna ask the question. It was annoying.
Ryland's mother said that the conspiracy palette wasn't a money grab, and she got angry at everyone online saying that it was. However, Ryland's mother, you're probably a very nice lady. I know that you're probably just trying to defend your son-in-law. Whatever, I get it. However, I watched all of those documentaries because I made numerous videos on them. In the very first collab with Jeffree Star, when they go down to Jeffree Star Cosmetics and stuff, and Jeffree starts talking about how much money can be made per palette, look at Shane Dawson's face when Jeffree is like, maybe we should make a palette together. It could make blah, blah, blah. Because I think he throws around the word, like the numbers 18 million or whatever. And if you look at Shane Dawson's shocked, annoying face, please, he saw the money, like he saw the money signs. And also, this might be a bit of a rogue statement coming from me, but I make millions of communists fume. There's nothing inherently wrong with trying to make money as long as you aren't exploiting others or exploiting the work of others, etc., etc. There's nothing inherently wrong with it's not like, even though the quality of the palettes were a bit hit and miss, apparently it's not like they just decided to shit out. I don't know like a product that's crap. It's not like they just decided, well, okay, we're going to come up with this and one day shit it out and sell it off. They did do some work on the palette. There's nothing wrong with being like, oh, I was motivated by money, but we were still working hard to ensure that the product was the best quality that we could. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. Like, it's just like, just admit it. Like, that's fine. Like, I spoke to you about this the other day, that I fucking hate socks, right? But if somebody came up to me and they were like, you can make your own sock line and you'll make like 2 million euro or whatever, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. I don't fucking, and I just tell people like, you might like socks. Like, here's socks. Cool. Like, it's just like, you don't have to be like, oh no, now this is like who I am and super into makeup and all of that. And bear in mind, like a few months later, then Shane completely shit on the entire beauty community and called them a bunch of clowns. So
I think as long as everyone has their own intrinsic set of values, whatever that may be, as long as you're not compromising your values in the pursuit of just making loads and loads of money, it's not that big of a deal. Like, so what? Some people were saying it was a cash grab, right? Whatever. As long as, like, if you know that, well, yeah, I did it for the money, but I put my full effort into it and ensured that it was the best it could be. Who can, like, get over it. He did say And I said, Shane is such a liar with like 5 exclamation marks. He did say here, if I wanted to do a money grab, I'd have done something easier where I wasn't editing 24 hours a day for months, hadn't filmed for a year. It didn't impact my relationship because the amount I was editing. Shane's documentaries are glorified vlogs with visual cues and meme clips included. And take it from a YouTuber who does long form content. It doesn't take as long as you think. It might take a bit longer than some of you think it is, but it doesn't take as long as he's making it out to be. Like, because he, on one of his videos once, I saw people arguing about this. I saw like some of his fans saying how it probably takes hours and hours for him just to put in 10 seconds of, it was something ridiculous like that. It takes hours and hours for him to do 10 seconds of footage for the final video. That's not. And this is my issue with, like, he makes out that he has way more work than he actually does, because some people will take that to its logical extremity and act as though hundreds of hours of work is going into this. He's got more than enough money to hire a good editor if editing is such an issue for him, and apparently it was impacting his relationship. Okay, then you're just not being business smart. Outsource it, get a fucking editor, because a good editor will be able to do just as much as you can in your same style. He's like every billionaire who pretends that they work 80 hours a week to justify their huge pay grade. So I wrote quite a lot about this because it just winds me up when I think the YouTubers are trying to hoodwink their audiences. I think his biggest problem is, it sounds to me as though he's quite disorganized, and maybe he films like a bunch of these clips over the months and just chucks them all on a hard drive, maybe out of order or whatever. So he's probably having to sift through hours and hours of footage to find what he needs. Because when these series were coming out, he kept having to push back the release dates of episodes because like he was just like, oh, I've got so many issues and whatever, which that's not the level or quality of a Netflix documentarian. That's really not. That's just a YouTuber. I mean, he's just a bloke with a cameraman. He doesn't have 20 different on-set workers or 6 different camera shots, like of the different angles of the same shot, or production level equipment and sets and stuff. I think he just really oversells how much he works in his glorified vlogs. Look at Mr. Beast. Look at the level of effort Mr. Beast and his whole team put into his sets and whatnot, and they still get things out on time and of good quality. I think that he oversells how much work he does, especially considering the series he was talking about, he had an entire year to do. Like, over the next 6 weeks, I've got to come out of 9 long form book reviews. If in 6 weeks, I got to do that. That's more effort than what Shane did for his vlogs.
Yeah, I think for like Mr. Beast and like other YouTubers, I don't know if this is the work of a producer, because a lot of these people have producers. I know like Game Grumps do, but there's somebody that you can get who can be just like the organizational role, who can like make sure that everything's where it needs to be. I could deal with that for my entire life, or I could do with that for my entire life. Just please fix me, somebody. But he could hire somebody to do that. Like, he makes a lot of money, which is another issue, is him pretending that he doesn't make a lot of money. Like when he was being asked about the palette.
You go. I just monologued. So you go and then I'll go.
Yeah, well, he said, so he broke it down. He said the sales were 30 million, the cost of goods was 20 million, and then from the remaining 10 million, that went to like employees and workers and whatever, and then from that he made his money, and he gave 25% to, I presume, Andrew, but I don't know, somebody. And he's saying like, it's not a lot of money. It's like, you're not going to be able to like live your whole life, whatever, with your lifestyle on the money that you made from that. But you made a lot of money, plus they were all sponsored, all the videos. You have the ad revenue from the videos, which had like 50 million views. I can't even fathom how much money that is. Probably could if I got a calculator. But you made a lot of money. Why are you pretending you're poor? I actually don't think he's pretending. I think Shane doesn't understand money. I think he genuinely doesn't have a concept of money, because he's surrounded himself with people who are richer than him. So he doesn't get it. Like, it's like something's not clicking.
YouTubers like Shane love underplaying how much money they actually make, and then it makes everyone's judgment over content creation and finances really cloudy, because there's a popular podcast, I'm not going to name who, but sometimes I check out their subreddit and stuff because I listen to this podcast quite frequently. And I saw some people on the Reddit trying to work out, oh, how much do you reckon, X makes from per podcast episode? And some of what some people were saying, I just thought that's really far off the mark. I think the audiences don't understand how much money is in content creation. You might see an article every now and then like, oh, Charlie D'Amelio got like 20 million for whatever, and then people get outraged over that. But generally speaking, there is so much money in content creation and sponsorships, etc., etc. But these people, they really want to undersell you. And do you know what? It's not even just them. I've seen like some bloggers who I quite like, not only British, like Britain-based bloggers. I've seen them talk about maybe their Social Blades and be like, oh yeah, Social Blade's way off because Social Blade's saying that I could make a maximum of this per month. And it's like, well, Social Blade is actually incredibly wrong because they have a cap on it. And most, like, generally, the more subs you get, the higher your CPM, your pound or dollar value for every 1,000 views goes up, right? So when some people with hundreds of thousands or 1 million subscribers are saying, oh, the Social Blade's off, I'm like, well, unless you've done something to really piss off the advertisers, your CPM should be a lot higher than Social Blade's cap, which means, yeah, you probably make that and way more per month. Stop lying to your audiences. You don't have to come out and say exactly how much you make per month, unless you want to make, like some people do that on TikTok. But people a tenth of Shane Dawson's size, he's got like, let's just round it up. He's got 20 million subscribers. There are people with a tenth of his subscribers who can get brand deals that are like entire annual salaries for some people. Like, spare us the sob stories. Like a lot of companies, I can't say who because I don't want to ruin my chances of working with them, but there are a lot of companies out there who sponsor YouTubers and they have endless pockets. If you know how to talk to them, that's half the battle. Being able to talk to them properly or having representation to talk to them for you. As soon as you do that, they have endless pockets and they have a lot. So don't feel sorry for people with millions of subscribers. If you have millions of subscribers and you're not able to, like for someone Shane's size, 20 million subscribers, if he's not got I'm going to say a number now, and I think people are like just going to be a bit funny either way, but I'm just going to say it. If he's not able to get sponsorships worth at least 500,000, then he's a bad businessman.
But he's definitely getting that much. I would not believe him if he wasn't. Absolutely not.
No. And yeah, 500,000, that's a shit ton of money. Don't feel bad for some of these people.
Yeah. No, he's
don't
fine.
feel bad for them when they pour you this little sob story. Because you are right. Because remember, he looked at the Forbes list and he saw, Logan Paul and Jake Paul and how much they make. And it's like, yeah, but it's Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Don't compare yourself to Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
Why would you want to, first of all?
I think Logan's all right. It's just I don't like Jake.
Yeah, no. I think I've seen some clips from Logan Paul. He seems nice now. He grew up a bit. Yeah.
And remember, he said something like, it was still a decent amount of money because we bought the house in Colorado. And then it's like, okay, that's where the sentence ends then. You cannot say it's still a decent bit of money because we bought a house, but it wasn't that much. You can't say that. If you managed to buy a whole fucking house from the money you made, you can't say that it wasn't enough money. They have 2 houses, don't they? The Calabasas one and the...
His house has a pond.
They got that Calabasas like ranch place, right, in LA. That's an expensive neighborhood, is it not? That's where Jeffree Star used to live.
That's where the Kardashians live.
There you go. So annoying.
The whole thing is annoying. Let's move on from that before we spend the whole thing ranting about how he's not poor, because we probably could go on for 10 hours just getting angrier and angrier at this.
It's because it's a whole thing. The amount of YouTubers that I've seen throughout the years really try to downplay it. But here is the thing as well. If you do something to annoy advertisers, because your CPM value is based upon, do advertisers want to advertise on your video? And that doesn't mean sponsorship. That means the Google ads that you see, right? There are some creators out there who might have like 1.5 million subscribers, but their CPM value is bad because they've done stuff to cause it to be less advertiser friendly. However, a lot of them are doing just fine. So there are going to be exceptions. There are going to be people who have a CPM value of 50p or whatever, which just quit at that point. I'm joking. There are going to be outliers and exceptions, but generally speaking, I think a lot of people are fine. But it's just something that I see parroted a lot. I saw someone with 1 million subscribers once say, "Oh yeah, I'm not rich or anything. It's kind of like having a well-paying job in London, but I'm not rich." And it's like, bro, like in perspective, I think the average salary in the UK is something like maybe 24k a year or 25k a year. Like, come on. If you're on 100 grand a year from YouTube, you're fine. Stop it. Stop downplaying it.
God. Yeah, they just need to. Everybody needs to get some perspective and also to shut up. That's
always the main takeaway from this content. Everyone just needs to shut up.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, go.
I think you're
cry.
making me an angrier person.
Go cry in your millions and your diamond toilets. I don't care.
With your pond. Yeah, because the whole fucking series starts off with like, where's Shane? And he's like dipping his pools in his fucking like actual pond that has a fountain. Like, that's the introduction to Shane. And then he later goes, oh, I have no money. Like, I can't.
You have a fucking pond.
Where I'm so poor in my pond in my first house, of which I have a second somewhere. I think they gave the Colorado home to like Ryland's family or whatever, but it's like, regardless, you're the ones that bought it.
Yeah, you could afford to give somebody a house.
Do you know, to his credit, the only time I'll ever say this, at least Jeffree Star has never pretended that he's poor.
Yeah, no, he's
To
like,
his
I have
credit.
lots of money.
And all of this shit, look at my Balenciaga bullshit. No, not Balenciaga. Birkin. My God.
Yeah, my room full of Birkins. So at least there's that. That's one positive thing I can say about Jeffree.
Yeah, that, and, you know, his way of speaking is delightful.
So that's the end of the recap of episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let us know if we should do episode 2 and 3. I'm going to do it regardless anyway, but it's to give you the illusion of choice.
Mm-hmm. To get those comments for engagement too.
Oh yeah, so thanks for watching this episode. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, dislike, do whatever. Check out Vangelina's channel at Vangelina Scov and all of her socials. What else? Follow us on Spotify and iTunes, and check out my main channels. And that's all.
Bye.
That's all. See you guys next time. Bye.